Why on the cuff, lovely? My lovely. Uh, Welcome to day 982 of What's Shipped Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here at your service, documenting my journey as I transition from the offline brick and mortar world, the world of real businesses, to the online world. Now, it irritates people when I call it real business, but guess what? All business is real business. I just have always felt and believed that the offline, real brick and mortar businesses in corporate America felt more like real businesses than businesses that are solely run in the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web, that ages me when I call it that. The internet, right? Then on the internet, all remote businesses, and a lot more businesses are becoming remote right now because of the COVID pandemic. We're learning that, and I think it's probably going to turn out to be one of the best things that ever happened to those businesses that survived, to a lot of businesses that have uh, already adopted remote work, remote travel, online communication, tools that make life quicker, easier, faster, more efficient, and more effective are are just doing more of what they were already doing. Businesses that have never experienced or never done any of those things before are now hopping in and doing those things and realizing that that is the only way that they're going to survive. If you don't have a pickup, delivery, remote, mail in, online way to provide your products and services nowadays with COVID-19 and all the chaotic nonsense that's gone on with that and the craziness and the change, you're probably struggling. You're probably in trouble, or you're making some kind of a pivot. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be online to do a curbside pickup and delivery. Maybe people just phone in. Whatever your system is to continue to serve people and solve problems for them and provide products and services to them, as long as you've pivoted and changed. Pivot is just changing, right? As long as you've changed to continue to serve people and meet their needs, you'll survive. You'll survive this, just like all of us will survive this. We'll all survive it, except for those that catch COVID and pass away, of course. But the vast majority of us will get through this challenging, change, crazy, chaotic situation. So, as part of that, I am doing for the fourth time now. Actually, I think it's just the fourth time I've done a 30 plus day get up and go challenge. And today we talked about why and the 7 whys, which is one of my favorite new tools this year. I've always used the 5 whys. Like you want to do something or you want something, and in order to motivate and keep yourself driven and going toward that so that you don't give up whenever there's a little bit of a resistance, we ask ourselves a series of 5 whys. I'd always heard that till early this year. I learned from Dean Graziosi the 7 whys, and I don't remember who he learned it from. That's the thing about learning and becoming in personal development and leadership and everything. We're always out learning and growing and getting more information all the time. It's hard to remember where it all comes from. I mean, I'm in a 30-day challenge to read 30 books in 30 days. Yeah, me, crazy. If I'm doing it, anybody can and should do it. Because it's not about reading word for word. It's about picking out the information that you need that will serve you to solve problems and to create things that you're trying to create. So it's about, totally lost my train of thought as I was thinking about the 30-day challenge to read books, because it's really given my vision challenges, it's not only a challenge for me to actually consume the information, but it's a challenge of how am I setting myself up now and in the future to make it possible to consume that information. I guess it's all about me. So but why is what drives us, and the 5 whys deep is really, really powerful. But I learned from Dean and from other people that by going even deeper, we really get at the root cause, the root emotion, the root belief, feeling, situation, or event that caused us to have that thing be so important to us. And I shared a couple of examples of that today. And we'll probably do more on that. I'll probably do a workshop on getting to the heart of the matter on things, because I've learned that I can continue to function on the surface for a long, long time, but at some point, the heart of the matter will always rear its ugly head. It's kind of like ignoring certain areas and aspects of our life. If we ignore them long enough, something will happen to get our attention. And so I think that's part of why I'm so attracted to this 7 why exercise. And I've done it a lot. Just during the challenge, I've done it, let's see, all these times I've gone through, and I've actually written it down. I don't always write it down, but sometimes I do. And a lot of times I do it now, and it's become one of those go-to tools where I want something and I just start automatically asking myself, why do I want that? Well, with, if I get that, why do I want that? Why do I want that thing and that thing and that thing and that thing? So I can go really deep to find my true motivation, my true motivating factor, because we are all internally motivated. I love when people say, well, I'm going to motivate you to do this. Well, no, you're not. You can entice me to do something. You can coerce me. You can manipulate me, but you can't motivate me. Motivation comes 100% from within the individual person. So we can throw on all these perks. We can do all these things to try to guide something to do something. But if they don't really want to do it, if you don't really want to do it, it's not going to happen. It's only when you comply and say, yes, I will do that, and you decide to go along, that the thing will happen, no matter how much outside stimulus and impact or influence we get. So that was the Get Up and Go challenge today, was the 7 whys, and asking that exercise, why is important, why we even ask ourselves why. And it's when we don't ask ourselves why that we kind of blow around in the wind. If we don't have a true reason or a purpose that we want to do something, it just doesn't usually happen. And I will give a personal example. I've wanted to write a book for a while now, right? And I've started it. I've taken notes on it. I've got, I don't know how many pages in the computer, because it's a challenge for me. And I should be just talking it. And I know that, but I'm stubborn. And so I try to do it on the big screen and type it out. It's not done. Well, do I really want to write a book? Or am I just writing a book because I think I should write a book? So what I need to do, and I will probably commit to myself to doing sometime today, is going through the why exercise on that and actually writing it down. Why? And then guess what? I'll either be motivated to move forward on it, or I will say, this is not the right time. This is why I'm not working on it. This is why I'm finding things that block me from doing that and prevent me from doing it. I know with 100% certainty it's because my whys aren't strong enough, and I haven't gotten down to the core reason that I want that to be a reality in my life. And until we do that for things, we're easily distracted, very easily distracted. I mean, I can go for a walk, I can cook, I can hang out with my family, I can do all kinds of different exercises or activities. I can find all kinds of ways to procrastinate, unless I have a strong enough why that says, nope, all that procrastination, all that stuff can wait, because this is the reason why I need to do this now. This is the reason why I want to do this now. So obviously I like this exercise, and I like the question why. I am a big proponent of questions of not just other people, but of myself as well, because guess what? The biggest mystery is, why the heck and who the heck am I, and why do I do the things that I do? What makes me tick? That's the biggest adventure and biggest curiosity of all, is not why does somebody else do something, because we'll never understand that. Half the time people don't even know why they do the things they do, much less will we understand why they've done or do the things they do. So the best challenge and the most fun challenge is trying to understand why we do and say and be and create and the things that we do. Fun challenge today was all about lovely, and that when you have good thoughts, you are automatically lovely. When you have bad thoughts, not so lovely. You don't look so lovely. So the challenge was to take a picture of yourself or draw a picture of yourself having good thoughts today. And then tomorrow we're going to have ugly thoughts. We're going to see what we look like. We're going to take a picture and a snapshot. So I'll do that today. I'll actually do that. That'll be fun today, to find a time when I'm having lovely thoughts. Maybe I'll go sit outside in the front yard. Doesn't look super nice today. It looks like we might be having some weather. So if we're having some nasty weather, I will not go sit outside, because that would not make me feel lovely. I'll go sit by the flowers or the plants or something. that would make me feel and have good thoughts. Good thoughts today, lovely. On the cuff was today's idiom. And I will admit, I don't recall anyone ever saying to me, on the cuff. Now, on the cuff comes from the days when bartenders mostly, or merchants, would wear separatable cuffs from their shirts. So their shirts would have a separate cuff on them. And if somebody wanted to run a tab or get something on credit, they would write literally on their cuff what somebody owed. So here, aloe's $5. I don't know if it's 5 drinks or $5, doesn't matter. They would use whatever shorthand worked for them, but that's how they would keep track of what people owed. And the idiom came to mean, on the cuff came to mean a debt. When you owe a debt, when you owe something, when you want to buy something on credit or get something on credit. Well, I think almost everyone in the country has been on the cuff at some time in their life. Unless you're, a young child, you probably haven't been. But otherwise, we've gone into establishments and run a tab. I remember when we were younger, we were first to drinking age, which was 18, by the way, when I was young. We would go into our favorite bars, which I grew up in a small town, so everybody pretty much knew everybody. And you would just run a tab. They'd ask you, hey, you want to run a tab? And they would just start keeping track of what you owed. Now, in the olden days, it was on old paper systems. You just keep a handwritten document of what people owed. And then as systems became more sophisticated and we got technology, it was like, hey, you'd leave your credit card, and then at the end of the night, they would just settle out your tab, whatever. And the computer and the cash registers would keep track of all your drinks and all the things that you bought and paid for, all the rounds of drinks you bought and paid for. Sometimes those tabs were a surprise. So on the cuff means in credit. Most people buy their house, their car, their big high ticket purchases on some sort of credit, which is on the cuff. Now, I always thought the expression was off the cuff. So when I found this in the book yesterday, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. On the cuff. What the heck does that mean? Well, it means something totally different than off the cuff. Off the cuff, of course, means impromptu, without planning, just, spitting something out or saying something or talking without planning. It reminds me of improv in comedy. So that was our topic for Supersize Your Business today. And how do you use on the cuff and maybe off the cuff, maybe both, in growing and building your business. So that's it. That is the brunt of what I'm working on right now. I've got a mastermind group meeting today and another mastermind group that I'm a part of Thursday. And I got called out on working on more than one thing, which kind of made me laugh because it is about being accountable and holding accountable. But I've previously made commitments to Pajama Grandma for the fun challenge, a 365-day fun challenge. And when I commit to something and say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And so that will go through the end of the year, at least the 365-day challenge. It's going to be on my Pajama Grandma page. It's not really a deviation from what I'm doing. It's not focusing. It's actually my cheat way of warming up my voice every morning. And it keeps me focusing on positive things and looking for something positive in my life. So it's really a personal development thing, right? It's my way of convincing myself that it's still okay to do it. And the second thing, Supersize Your Business. Again, I have clients and coaching students and people that I've made commitments to as part of that project. So I'm going to continue to do that project, as well as the Get Up and Go Challenge. Because in this mastermind group, I said, hey, I'm going to do this Get Up and Go Challenge. And I didn't join it until after COVID started. So the Get Up and Go Challenge was a perfect fit for that. And that does get the brunt of my time and energy and mental work and focus. But I also have other things that I need to continue and want to continue to do to serve people in ways that I've been serving them all along, like knocking ducks off my shelf. Anyway, so that's it. That's my being defensive about why I'm doing more than one thing at any given time. And I would just challenge anybody who is doing just one thing ever, right? Even if we're just focusing on one area, one project, even if all I was doing was the Get Up and Go Challenge, I wouldn't just be doing one thing with it, right? I'd be doing probably a long-term coaching program. I'd be doing courses. I'd be doing mini workshops. I'd be doing, well, when we can, in-person workshops, but Zoom workshops right now. I'd be doing probably a summit, a Get Up and Go summit, masterminds, all kinds of things. So it would never, ever just be one thing. Like, I think she expected it just to be her particular mastermind, that would be my one thing, and all I would do is the things that were related to her topic in the mastermind. But that's just like thinking you're only going to focus on one area or aspect of your life forever, or one area or aspect of your business. Businesses run because we pay attention to all of the moving parts, and we put systems and things in place to help them happen automatically, and we just manage and do physically the things that we need to do. It's the same with every area and every aspect of our life and our business. We can't put all of our eggs in one basket. I'm not going to spend all of my time and energy 100% just on my physical well-being, on my physical existence. I need to pay attention to my mental, my emotional, my spiritual, my financial, my relationships, and my contribution. If I'm not giving all those at least a little attention, I'm in big trouble. Can I focus on all 7 simultaneously? No. But can I have 1 or 2 things in each of those areas that I'm doing a little bit every day to move toward? Yes, absolutely. It's kind of like the whole topic of multitasking. People think that you can't multitask, but I will continue till the day that I die to say that if women couldn't multitask, the species would cease to exist. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with another update of what I'm working on, what you up to now. Take care.